What's up? What's going on?
What's up?
What's going on? Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up.
What's going on? Let's get the
Get up
likes
to
up, y'all.
1,000
Let's
likes.
get the likes up. Get up to 1,000 likes.
1,000 likes.
Get up to 1,000 likes.
Let's get up to 1,000 likes. Let's get the likes up.
Get up to 1,000 likes. Let's get the likes up.
What's this? Cool off down for this.
Cool off down for
okay. Tap the screen. Like, what is going on?
Okay, tap the screen. Like, what is going on?
All right, there we go. What's up, Sapphire?
All right, there we go. What's up, Sapphire?
What's up, Haley?
What's up, Haley?
Like, pin your notice.
Pin your notice.
LOL, crazy topic. Yeah. Let's see. They say this the blues and the soul food come from.
Yeah. Let's see. They say this the blues and the
soul come from Africa. This and that.
Soul come from Africa. This
what they be saying. Like soul food, blue. Not soul.
That's
why
what
do
they
I
be
keep
saying.
Soul food?
Like soul,
like soul blues, jazz.
Why do I keep saying soul food? Like soul
wasn't
blues,
created by
jazz.
enslaved, Africans.
Wasn't created by enslaved, Africans. So
the Negro spirituals come from Africa. You're hungry.
The Negro spirituals come from Africa. You're hungry.
True.
Yeah.
True. So. Yeah, I just came from the barber.
Yeah, I just came from the barber.
What's up, Cedar?
So.
See if I'm still shadow banned on here.
See if
anybody comes through for the live.
Anybody comes through.
It's also Black American music month. So.
It is also Black American
music related things, right?
So.
Black American music
related things, right?
So
Black American music.
Who we got? Who was Brent Designs? Let's see.
Who we got? Who was Brent Designs? Let's see.
What was going on?
Yo, what's going on?
What's up?
Hey, Darvin. Thanks for bringing me up.
What's up?
Hey, I can answer this question. I'm a musician. I studied music for 40 years.
I
can say about jazz. Jazz was created by a woman named Mary Lou Williams.
Okay.
I call her the godmother of jazz, or sometimes I call her the grandmother of jazz. But she was a generation before all the jazz greats, and she literally taught them. She was a piano teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She taught Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, Bud Powell. She wrote horn parts for Louis Armstrong.
Right.
She's totally
For sure.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Mary Lou Williams.
You think?
Right.
Created jazz.
What's up, CR?
Appreciate that.
Yeah, because I actually
for
taught music.
What's up, CR?
Yeah,
because I actually taught music, music history for
I make this
a year.
They say things like jazz, blues, and
they say
stems from enslaved Africans. So I'm just
saying things like jazz, blues, and stems from enslaved Africans. So I'm just gauging what folks think. So what's up, Amaru?
Chris. Anybody wants to come off? I might have to just do
what's up, Sister Chris?
The 8 layouts.
Anybody wants to come off? Feel free. I might have to just do the
fixed grid.
The 8 layouts so people can see the title.
Apparently, people
get the fixed grid.
What's up, Cedar?
Apparently, people can't see the title. What's up?
Like the live. Let's get the likes up. We're almost at 1,000. Let's get the likes up.
Like the live. Let's get the likes up. We're almost at 1,000.
You want to come
Let's
up?
get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Keep the likes coming through. All right. Anybody want to come up? CR, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, what's up, Diva? What's up,
Truth 510?
What's up?
Not much.
What's up, Truth 510?
With it, David.
Not much.
Say the dude said that Mary was the creator of jazz?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's wrong. Jazz was created 20 years before she was even born in the 1890s. So when we have people want to try and tell us about our music, they need to be correct. Even though she was a jazz pianist, he wasn't wrong. But her creating jazz,
Hubby's coming back up here.
I just wanted to share that.
All right, for sure. Hubby's coming back up here.
What do you think about Scott Joplin, CR?
He's on tea time.
Scott Joplin. What's up, Frenchie?
He's Scott Joplin.
But yeah,
what's up, Frenchie?
Go ahead.
But yeah,
do you know this?
Yeah.
Do you know the story? You know the story about Scott Joplin's opera?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty important. He wrote the first opera in the United States.
Yeah.
Pretty talented musician.
And
yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, Scott
It's a story.
Opera,
they should make a movie about that.
I mean, not music. Yeah,
that'd be dope.
Or type
Scott Joplin opera music.
I
mean, not music, musical or type movie for sure. What's up, Keisha?
What's up, Keisha? Who we got? All got.
What's up, Keisha?
Waiting for CR to get back.
Who we got? If
anybody else wants to come up, feel free to answer the topic.
We're waiting for CR to get back. Honestly, if anybody else wants to come up, feel free to answer the topic.
Yeah, join the fan club. I don't even like and subscribe.
Join the fan club.
Things like that.
I don't even invite.
Like and
subscribe.
Almost at
YouTube
1,000
and things like that.
Subscribers on YouTube.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Almost at
follow me on if you haven't already followed me on
subscribers on YouTube.
On Instagram, Twitter.
Follow me on if you haven't already followed me on TikTok.
On all platforms.
Instagram, Twitter. All Darvin Osiris.
What else?
Darvin Osiris on all platforms.
Join my Discord. If you're American Indian.
What else we got?
Discord.
Join my Discord.
What's up, Nita? What's up?
If you're American Indian, join my Discord. Get up things like that. Likes. What's up, Nita? What's up, Sita? Again, thank you for the likes. Get up to 2,000 likes.
Anybody in the comments? Instagram? Anybody on Instagram? No. Anybody on comment?
Anybody in the comments? Instagram? No. Anybody on Instagram? No.
All right, are you back
on StreamYard yet? No.
For sure. Brent had asked you about what your thoughts on Scott Joplin were.
I had a phone call.
For sure. Brent had asked you about what your thoughts on Scott Joplin were.
Yeah. I can't think of the name either. Yeah, for sure.
I can't think of the name either. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. We got. I thought Whiskey was about to come up here.
For sure. We got. I thought Whiskey was about to come up here. Oh, brother.
What's your thoughts on
what's up, Watson Moore?
Title CR.
But yeah, what's your thoughts on the title CR?
Oh yeah, man. You know, I got that little music tree on my phone. I can post it up if you want that to back book.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Just read a lot of these different genres.
For sure.
All right, give me a second.
I agree. Man, when I was at music class, and I saw
man, when I was teaching that music class, I saw
jazz.
Yeah, what they say.
Yeah,
what they say like jazz.
all this
Um,
stuff. They was talking about how
yeah, they were saying jazz, soul,
stuff like that.
all this stuff.
And,
They was talking about how
created by
jazz was
enslaved
created in New
people.
Orleans and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I
They
forgot
were
that's
saying
you.
like it was
What's some more?
created by enslaved people. Oh yeah, I forgot that's you, Tut. What's some more is you, Tut? What's up,
Mr.
Tut?
Edwards?
What's going on, Tut? What's up, Mr. Edwards?
What's up, Black American Villain?
What's up, Black American Villain?
But yeah, panel is open. The floor is open for anybody that wants to come up, share the live out.
But yeah,
BCU
panel is open. The floor is open for anybody that wants to come up, share the live out.
Music for show.
What's up, BCU Creekside? Also, punk, techno, house music for show.
Black American family. Yep. Oh, maybe I have to.
We got the Black American family.
Yeah. Better. Let me see. Let me change the panel.
Oh, maybe I have to. Maybe if I adjust, maybe people will be able to see it better. Let me see. Let me change the panel layout. Let's see. Let's go to a fixed panel.
Outside, we're trying to display it on here. You know what I'm saying? It don't never capture everything. But for those that's able to see, down at the bottom we have Negro spiritual. You know what I'm saying? We got soul songs. We got all kind of different hymns and things and music that started in the church, and it gave birth to blues, soul, jazz, which is one of the main three genres that seems to stay under attack by a lot of people who weren't here in the creations of a lot of these musical genres. And you see rock, funk, punk, classic rock, soft rock, grudge, delta blues, bluegrass, country, west. We got disco, we got bebop, we got all kind of different styles and genres that we created that branched out into all of these newer genres that we hear today that are nothing but fusions of these base genres that you see closest to the stock of this tree, you dig? So when we understand the power that we've created, you know what I'm saying, especially with music, because that's one of the universal languages that's understood amongst all people, no matter what language we speak. But for us to be able to create all of these different genres or have all of these different genres, spin off from what we've created, you know what I'm saying, should illustrate that we are as a people, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that being one of the languages that is universally understood, even plants and water responds to music, you know what I'm saying? So with us being able to create all of these different genres, meaning we could speak to the universe, we could speak to the trees, the water, the air, the birds, you know what I'm saying, and still be tapped in on a higher level, you know what I'm saying, compared to I ain't gonna say all of these other genres outside of ours are bad, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, and that's not what's being said. But at the same time, we hear a lot of our blueprint in a lot of these different musics, even coming from around the world.
Man, what are they? I'm looking at
what
some of these organizations are talking about history.
Man, what are they? I'm looking at
like that.
I'm looking at what some of these organizations are talking about with history,
I'm putting my
like Negro spirituals and stuff like that. Right now, they're talking about
what they're saying.
I'll show y'all. I'm putting my screen up and show y'all.
Where
my screen up and show you what they're saying in the history textbooks.
They're saying history of the American Negro spiritual. They say American Negro spirituals are folk songs. You know what's interesting about folk songs? Folk songs are,
they say American Negro spirituals are folk songs. You know what's interesting about folk songs? Folk songs are culture. If those that don't know, folk music is based off like oral traditions.
We know our oral traditions,
culture,
family.
Traditions.
We don't really have any traditions of coming.
We know our oral traditions growing up. We don't really have any oral traditions of coming. Our folks saying they came
also
from Africa and stuff like that. And in some regards, being enslaved.
Although American Negro spirituals were created by
it also brings up Juneteenth.
At their arrival in North America.
Although American Negro spirituals were created by enslaved Africans,
slavery ended with
after their arrival in North America between 1619 and 1860. Although slavery ended with Abraham Lincoln signing the Emancipation Proclamation, which went into effect January 1st, 1863. Enslaved people in Texas did not receive
The song is created by and sung by
1865 is the Juneteenth celebration.
Born in North America.
The song is created by and sung by enslaved women, men, and children were born in North America and recant with dignity and resolve and sometimes joy. Their stories passed down life unalignment,
generation to generation.
Hope, escape, and survival. These melodies and stories have been passed down away orally from generation to generation in plantation fields and churches and in camp meetings
around the world,
and have presently taken their places on concert hall stages and recitals around the world.
Association of
Some may wonder why.
Yeah, that's what it is.
NATS has this, so it's the National Association of Teachers, right?
Shows the classification of American
Negro
spirituals as opposed to more outdated terms and perhaps more contemporary classification.
Shows the classification of American Negro spirituals as opposed to more updated terms.
Okay, so at least they're saying it's American Negro
classification, like African American spirituals,
right?
Okay, so at least they're saying it's American Negro. Even though I don't agree with like where they say it. I'm sorry.
In this area, comments the
Dr. Everett McCorvey, founder of American Spiritual Assembly, and a researcher in this area, comments the term American Negro spirituals speaks to the history, the suffering, and the hope and resolve
stories of triumph
of a people who are able to sing through their suffering and tell and retell the heroic stories of triumph and survival through songs. What's up, Wavy?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's
all I got pulled up.
That's pretty much it.
Things like that. So let me change the panel.
That's all I got pulled up for that. And things like that. So
that's the only thing.
Let me change the panel layout again. So y'all can see.
What's up, everybody that just joined?
Switch the layout. Boom.
What's up, everybody that just joined?
What's up, everybody that just joined? What's up, everybody that just joined?
The main thing that be bothering me when it comes to all of these people that are saying they're doing the research on our history, they always throw the African in there. They don't never keep it focused on the people that's from here. Like you were saying, when it comes to folk songs, it's in the fucking name of it. It's by the folks of the land. You know what I'm saying? Them people. And this is what bothers me. Every time we come to this interjection of history, how the fuck was all of these enslaved Africans able to keep all of this culture, tradition, music, food, hairstyles, all of this shit when they were supposed to be enslaved, where they was being stripped of all of their name, their culture, their style, all of it? Come on now.
Right.
And they want to make it seem as if they was able to continue to practice all of this shit. But when we really get to deep diving into everything, it all still ties to the people from here.
Right.
Like I wake it up all the time with the Indians in Louisiana, and how we still have people from the Caribs trying to say that that's culture, that's island culture. Like what? Those are indigenous people from the mainlands. Are y'all a part of those tribes? For y'all to say that y'all culture is the main influence for what's going on in my neck of the woods, and I don't even fucking see a correlation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's slight linguistics, and that's probably because of y'all, some of the people that was brought over there. You know what I'm saying? That was from the mainlands. But other than that, bro, I never did like how they were Africanized any part of our history. It didn't matter which region that we coming from, because they stay playing on our mind, on our top about who we are, and always want to associate somebody else that ain't had nothing to do with our history.
Like prominent figures.
What's up, Carrie?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then it even goes into like, we see some like prominent figures,
Charlie Patton,
right? That have American Indian, that have American Indian ties, like Charlie Patton. He's Choctaw descent.
Who's you got Mildred Bailey.
What else? You got Lincoln Ray.
She blended American Indian.
Mildred Bailey.
Having a significant influence on jazz singers.
She blended she blended American Indian vocals with jazz. Becoming a significant influence on jazz singers like Tony Bennett,
Eric Key,
Frank Sinatra,
Robbie Robertson.
They got Jimi Hendrix. You got Jimi Hendrix, Cherokee.
What's up, Key?
Robbie Robertson. They got Indian ties and things like that. So, what's up, Keo? What's up, Reed? Flavor Shinnecock. So,
yo, when y'all drop the video,
I just seen
the video. to the Wild
Make sure you stream it on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. It's out. The album.
Make sure you stream it on Apple Music, Spotify.
It's Saturday, like almost
and YouTube. It's out.
So,
the album. I dropped the album.
Make sure y'all stream it out.
Last Saturday. Well, it's Saturday, like almost 2 weeks ago. So I dropped the album. Make sure y'all stream it out.
Dog said you got it. CR ain't even there.
They saying it. Oh, Dirty Dog said you got it. CR ain't even there. Like, what do you get exposed for?
Yeah, 300 things.
339. Yeah, 300.
He want to try and say because Darby, you didn't see my ancestry, bro. He trying to say the one African that I found on paperwork, but haven't found any other information on. Now he's trying to throw that around, I guess, to shame me. I already told you niggas I'm not ashamed of my ancestors. Y'all can't gotcha me with that. I admit that shit.
What does that even do? Like, yeah.
Man, let me stop.
Who's got one African ancestor?
Boy, get out of here.
Like, what does that even do?
I don't get why people
got one African ancestor.
People go around saying we say that at least not over here.
I don't get why people don't say we don't
up here.
People go around saying we say that at least not over here. We don't deny that Africans came up here, came over here. So a lot of people,
folks,
but you hear talking about Africa,
transatlantic slave trade.
No, I don't get why folks think we just deny the transatlantic slave trade.
Not over here, at least.
Like nobody said it never happened. Oh well, not over here at least.
Don't run me down with that too, bro. They had my picture in the background images.
You can't deny it.
I was like, why am I up there? I just got here.
That's the thing.
You can't deny it.
We try to deny it. We're trying to get y'all to find y'all ancestors.
That's the thing.
Not the other way around.
We're trying to get y'all to find y'all ancestors, not the other way around.
What it is, like they're used to denying their ancestry to pretend to be just one thing, like that's the reality.
What's up, Rudy?
Like the reality is, most of them already they know they Irish and Scottish and all this other stuff, but they don't want they pretend not to be it. You feel me? And they pretend not to have that ancestry, so they want to call out people who actually stand on genealogy.
The other girl said or at least nobody on the panel, at least, right? At least nobody on the panel.
The girl said I do. Or at least nobody on the panel, at least, right?
Why he laughed? He was repeating.
At least nobody on the panel, at least.
Is let me refresh TikTok.
Why he laughed? The videos
he said the videos repeated.
Is let me refresh TikTok.
Refresh TikTok then. What's up? We on just those who know we're streaming on all platforms. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
What's up? We on just those who know we're streaming on all platforms. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
We're on
what's up? What's up, Poochie? We're on
not much. Trying to figure out
what's going on, Darby.
Africans created blues, soul, and jazz.
Trying to figure out
you can tie hip hop in there.
Africans created blues, soul, and jazz.
Any other movies that springs from Negro
you can tie hip hop in there, like etc.
Leon Ski,
Leon that springs from Negro spirituals.
We got Mike.
Leon Ski. We got Leon Ski. What's up?
Yeah, it was invented by
Mike. What's up?
Immediately no.
Yeah, it was invented by them.
It is invented by them.
Immediately no. Ruben Perez said, "Yeah, it is invented by them." How about you come up here?
His background is loud.
Background is loud.
Hell no, boy. He said, "Hell no, hell no." To the no.
Hell no, boy. He said, "Hell no, hell no." To the no.
You think enslaved Africans had instruments? speak on the topic, not me.
You think enslaved Africans had instruments?
What's up? Thank you, girly girl. Thank you for joining my fan club, guys. Thank you for the heartbeat. Join my fan club.
Thank you, girly girl. Thank you for joining my fan club, guys. Thank you for the heartbeat. Join my fan club.
Let's thank you for the likes. Let's get up to 10,000 likes, y'all. Let's keep the likes going. Keep the likes flowing.
Let's thank you for the likes. Let's get up to 10,000 likes, y'all.
Just for the one time. I don't think I need
keep the likes, y'all. Keep the likes flowing.
One time. So you can tell us how the banjo came
just for the one time. I don't think I need shout on the panel. Africa. Just for the one time.
Nope, enslaved Africans.
Tell us how the banjo came from
jazz. So it was indigenous black people.
Nope, enslaved Africans was the ones that created blues or jazz. So it was indigenous black people. What's up? Go ahead, Kia.
I'm gonna say, boy, we do not need shy, boys. Shy.
All right. Has he been on? I don't think I've ever seen Shy
on this side?
Twitter.
All right. Has he been on? I don't think I've ever seen Shy on TikTok.
He just stay his ass.
That's the reason. Where does the banjo come from? Where does the banjo come from? They say West Africa.
Where does the banjo come from? Where does the banjo come from? They say West Africa.
To compare it to a string instrument that's over there in Africa, but it's not even constructed the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And all this is why I'm look, because I come from a musical background.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the origins of music of these instruments is very important. That's the shit we're taught. You know what I'm saying? I had to correct somebody in another live who was talking about the drum came from Africa. I'm like, no, that comes from Asia. So if we're gonna talk about the origins of these instruments, we're gonna be honest about this conversation. Because people want to give credit to to this one group of people, like they just created all of this shit. But when you go look, they're not doing anything.
Right.
So how are they the creators and pioneers of this shit if they're not doing anything with these instruments? And I say that about the same places these motherfuckers originated from, because they're not even doing nothing new or different compared to what we're doing with these instruments, making all of these new sounds and genres of music just from these same instruments, if that's where they came from, air quotes.
Right.
You did. So I don't like when people try and say, oh, this came from there. Really? Nah, it was made here. It was created here. The idea for it was here by a Black American. Just like the electric guitar. They always want to credit it to Rickenbacker, but nah, it was a Black American that created that. It just took that YT boy to actually build a prototype for him. But other than that, he already had the idea in his brain.
Banjos, few musical
instruments for the Smithsonian say. Banjos, few musical instruments are more deeply connected to the American experience than the Caribbean. The banjo was created by enslaved Africans and their descendants in the Caribbean,
complex system,
colonial North America. Here they maintained and perpetuated the tradition within a complex system of slave labor camps, plantations, and a variety of rural and urban settings.
Of the 1830s, the banjo was exclusively known as the African American.
The earliest references in the 17th century and throughout the 1830s, the banjo was exclusively known as the African American tradition with West African heritage. Okay. Further distinguishes.
How could it have been African American heritage when the term African American wasn't used?
What's up, Key? Yeah, that shit crazy.
What's up, my pit bulls?
That shit crazy. What further distinguished the banjo was that they did not come from Africa as if
that shit crazy.
Unalterated.
What further distinguishes the banjo is that they did not come from Africa as if
European
unalterated tradition. The banjo's creation was a result of blending between West African and European forms.
Like body made out of
similarities with the guitar. The best documented form of the early banjo includes drum-like body made out of wood, or sometimes a calabash in a neck
run full length of the instrument.
Accommodate 4 strings
that stops at
3 long strings that run full length of the instrument.
Drum like gourd and
1 short thumb string that stops at halfway the side of the neck.
Uniquely African.
The drum like gourd and body string of different lengths are uniquely African.
Associated
uniquely African. while the flat fingerboard
banjo wasn't even
and
created.
the turning pegs are more commonly associated with European tradition. So banjo wasn't even created in Africa.
So how the fuck that worked? That's what this, according to the Smithsonian, right?
So how the fuck that worked?
Africa.
That's what this, according to the Smithsonian, right? Banjo wasn't even created
there. Something similar
in Africa.
Oh yeah, Africans made this.
They just saw something similar. They just saw something similar. Oh yeah, Africans made this.
Just like with the drums we got over here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you an image of one of the drums and a lot of the different instruments that we was using in the 16, 1700s. You know what I'm saying? But
crazy.
Let them tell it those shits came from Africa. Hold up, give me a second. I'm gonna pull them up.
Shit crazy.
Why do you think West African instruments like the kora, for example, why do you think they never wound their way into
American
music?
Beginning.
Like you don't really hear a lot of kora music here.
So repeat that beginning.
The kora is a traditional stringed instrument from Africa, and I was just saying like why do you think that instrument didn't influence instrument? Like why isn't there? It's not a very popular instrument here in America, but it's a beautiful instrument.
Was it enough people? Most of the people.
Maybe
because probably
the people that was it enough people, multiple people
that actually.
Let me rephrase what I'm about to say. Maybe because it wasn't enough people that played the kora from those regions that actually came over here to influence anything.
It comes from West Africa, Mende culture. So
because it comes from West Africa, Mende culture. So the kora comes from Mende culture.
Not enough Mende people. That's all I'm talking about. Not enough Mende people come over to actually influence.
Not enough Mende people. That's all I can chalk it up to. Not enough Mende people to come over to actually influence
and things like that. So
influence, someone using the kora to make folk music and things like that. So
CR got something up. I think so. All right, you can go up. You can come with ST.
There we go. CR got something up. I think so.
All right, let me change the layout.
So you can go up. You can come. What's up, Susan?
Fix the panel.
All right, let me change the layout so we can see it better.
There you go.
Doing no justice.
Yeah, let me fix the panel.
Okay. That made it worse. that made it worse. All right, I'm gonna change.
Okay.
We got wavy.
That made it worse.
We got
that made it worse.
Say,
all right, I'm gonna change it. And we got wavy. We got ST up here. So you said
I was thinking, it was invented by enslaved Africans,
okay.
Based on the fact that singing that they did with the cane cutting and all that shit.
So you said based off the singing.
Okay. So
like that. All right. So
you said based off the singing.
With that being said,
and things
what
like
culture
that.
specifically?
All right. So the evolution. Okay. So with that being said, what culture specifically of Africans?
I think I couldn't get into them kind of specificities there because
you weren't there.
But I weren't there.
Enslaved Africans created Negro spirituals, right?
Okay, you weren't there. So enslaved Africans created Negro spirituals, right?
So no influence anywhere else. No European influence
era.
So no influence from anywhere else. No European influence. No.
Probably based on what they probably were hearing. If you, I went to Cape Coast Castle, right?
Excuse me.
And in Cape Coast Castle, the dungeons are underneath the church. And so they would have heard the hymns and all that kind of stuff, sure.
So
ST, where you from?
UK, bro.
Oh, the UK? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, my parents are Jamaican.
All right, so do you hear anything like wade in the water? Can you think of an African folk
do you hear
song
anything
that sounds similar to that?
Like wade in the water? Can you think of an African folk song that sounds similar to that?
No, I mean, again, I'll tell you something that I think's really interesting. If you go to Africa and you hear them sing a hymn, yeah, it is the worst sound you will ever hear. Right?
Okay.
You can take that exact same hymn and give it to some girl in the South.
Right.
She'll sing that thing like it came from heaven itself.
Right.
And so there's something, and so I don't disagree with the idea that there's something special about what happened over there. Something happened, but I don't know.
What you got up there, CR?
There is some influence over there for sure.
What you got up there, CR?
It's a traditional drum that was used in the Louisiana in the 1600s, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of what we consider powwows or gatherings, you know what I'm saying. This was one of the original instruments that they seen our people using, you dig, 300-400
You mean my
years
people
back.
were using, actually.
Outside of what?
It came from my tribe.
From
the south side.
In the south where?
South side of what?
My tribe in the south.
Okay. Louisiana.
In the south where?
So shots
Louisiana. Mississippi.
Okay.
Georgia.
Georgia. So Shatta.
Shatta is 3 times.
Whatever, dude.
Shatta is 3 times.
Okay. Whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude. That's
snap. That's why it's repeated on StreamYard. That's why. I didn't know I was on the camera. Let me remove that off the stage. That's why. Yeah, let me remove myself off the stage on StreamYard. Oh, brother. That's going to be some shitty audio for like 40 minutes. Yeah, well, I don't know if somebody removed him or he disappeared. He got sent to the shadow realm. I don't know if he got removed or he got sent to the shadow realm. Nah, he got sent to the shadow realm. He just disappeared. Because all the soft he got removed. It would have told me somebody removed him off the stage, but he got sent to the shadow realm.
Photos.
Yeah, buddy got sent to the shadow realm. Maybe he got clipped from going live. So who are the descendants of enslaved Africans? That's what we're trying to figure out, Ruben. That's what we're trying to figure out. Can the descendants of enslaved Africans that actually can verify that their family were enslaved Africans stand up, please? Like, where are the John Punch descendants at? You know, where are the John Punch descendants at? Where are the Zwart Mozingo descendants at? You know, where are the Margaret Cornish Sweat descendants? Mihail Gowan descendants? You know, only the Africans know. Oh, DYT, wade in the water. They ain't singing like that over in Africa. They're singing, I don't even know, you're from Africa, nigga, oh. Type shit in Africa. That's what they singing. All right, let's see. We got Nate over here. What's up, Nate?
How you doing? I would normally just say yes to that, but within the last few years, I've read enough to think that the BLK population of America is more than African. So that's like the nuanced part and like who did what. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's what you're trying to get at with your question.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the people that you consider, be okay in America, created with their different roots, whether it be, indigenous, European, whatever it may be. And there's actually prominent artists that have like Charlie Patton. He has Choctaw descent. You have the Mr. I forget ancestors or not. Let me see. Because I just had it up there. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Probably could do some genealogy in some of these prominent figures as well too. I probably could do that in my free time. Show y'all. American Indian influences on blues. You got the Rumblings, the Indians who rocked the world, by Charlie Patton, who pioneered the sound. You got Link Ray, who was Shawnee descent. You have who else? It was different earlier. It's obviously black music created by enslaved people and things like that. But and then necessarily everybody didn't necessarily have to be enslaved. Free people of color had ties too to the creation of these genres.
I would think also it came on a little bit later. Like I know the invention of rock and roll, Ike Turner was the producer.
Yep.
So that had to be later on from quote unquote, which that's its own argument, slavery. But I don't know, that's interesting. I see what you're getting at. Having info too is very good. Like just being able to give names and stuff is, to me, that's the point.
Yep. Yeah, but even with rock, we had Jimi Hendrix. He has Cherokee. Tina Turner has, what's Tina Turner have? What tribe? She has Turner.
Got that Tennessee.
Yeah, and maybe she has Cherokee ancestry. Tina Turner. She has
my bad.
Navajo and Cherokee. Yeah, Tina Turner.
Yo, my bro.
Let
me just say this. Listening to you brothers reason, I can think about allows me to think about the fact that the the typical thing that you might hear on television in regards to Native American chants and stuff. That is a lot more rhythmic than what the Africans produce, 100%. And so it is easy now to see how, like I said, the hymn can change in America, because it does 100%.
Oh, you're related to Tina Turner, Tahonga? Wow. What's up, Luna? Okay, my boy Tahonga is related to Tina Turner. Ike Turner has Creole roots, apparently. Ike Turner has Creole roots. Africa ain't got an Otis for real. Easy. They ain't singing like Otis Reddit in Africa. Hell no. You gotta see her. Don't leave her.
If we want to stand corrected on something that was said too, Nate accredited Ike Turner with rock and roll when it was actually Little Richard. I don't have a. You dig? Or we can say Chuck Berry, who really made it. You know what I'm saying? Take it to that next level. But honestly, wholeheartedly, it was Little Richard. You dig?
I was in the process of looking up the song that I know a lot of people say is the first one, and I'm gonna go back to that, and I'll come with the screenshot.
For sure. Yeah, Little Richard talking about being Indian. Also, Chuck Berry and some other folks were talking about being Indian too.
Was a car carrying.
Yep. Chuck Berry. And then, someone said they related to Michael Jackson. Actually did James Brown Tree. You're related to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. Hey, somebody got Michael Jordan you that now. Got to palm that head. Michael Jordan. No, but
next time somebody want to be like, I want to take a picture, you got to channel your big cousin. I don't take no fucking pictures.
I don't take my. That's cool. You they ain't got him behind Leon Jackson either. Hell no. Who else would think about some musical greats? Yeah, we already know Michael Jackson got Shatta. What's up, Dina? How you doing? Dang, no Africans in here. The blues came from Africa, nigga. You already know we invented jazz, nigga. All right, they got
automatic. Be like Black Americans invented Afro beats.
It came out bomb. I didn't think it came out so good. The reason I wanted to go here was because I also love this song, and it's very unusual that something's considered the first that it actually sounds good. But that's a cool ass song. It's about like a car being a rocket, and which is very like rock and roll. I love rock and roll and metal. And then one thing I heard was it's considered the first rock and roll song because the speaker was blown out in the studio and they just went with it. They just decided, you listen to rock and metal, that's what they're doing. They're messing with the instruments from like the recording level. So there you go. And then before I even looked that up, dude said all that about Little Richard and all that, and it says it right there with the piano part of Ike Turner and all that. So it's kind of a weird fringe thing. Not bad.
No, you good.
Touché.
Yeah, appreciate that.
And that's Google knowledge. I mean, Google is probably right because we have to use it. But if you want to question it, that's like Google needs that. You know what I mean? It needs us to say maybe it's not right.
Sure. That is true. Oh man, one of my great grandmothers was a Jordan. Okay, so you got some Huguenot ancestry. Them Jordans is French. Oui. Chuck Berry is a French art guitarist. St. Louis, Missouri, Maybelline. Who else? What's up, Georgia? What's up, Georgia? We have a little black man. All right, peace, Nate. Peace. Duke Ellington, for sure. Where was she from? Boston. What's up, RC Jersey? Hey, yo. Tap the screen. Y'all, let's get up to 20,000 likes. Tap the screen. Tap the screen if you ain't musty. Tap the screen if you ain't musty. Jackson is definitely not a... Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thomas Anderson is definitely not a native Indian origin name. Where are most of Jacksons in the world at? Excuse me. Hey, do the Africans and natives not want to come to my live anymore?
You're gonna have to put Black Americans made Afro beats. If you want to get them come in.
Don't tempt me. I might do that tomorrow. I'm gonna put reggae in the title too. Dance, up.
Folk, dance hall. Hell, put reggaeton in there too. Shit, we going for all of them.
North Carolina, Will. What's up, George? Jeff?
You want to piss off? Say we made dubstep too, because they got that from house music.
Greetings, my African brothers, my Nigerian brothers. How are you doing today? Hey, hold on,
A beautiful day in the country, yes.
What are you Katis talking about?
Why you kill? Why must you always insinuate that we are not in a good mood, brother? We are having a beautiful day. Yes, sir.
It's gonna take some time.
Beautiful day today. Chasing the gazelle and the zebra.
It's gonna take some time, but we're taking everything back. Sure. For sure. For sure. Jackson is a Hebrew name altered into Jackson. Y'all children that need to study harder. Come up here, Thomas.
Yeah,
read,
Thomas,
brother. Read, brother.
Bro.
I gotta read Deuteronomy to figure out where Jackson come from. Read.
You are the tribe of Judah, brother.
Y'all gotta watch.
Don't be misguided by these Esau devils, brother.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, right? Actually, quite earlier today. I was like, man, like the Israelites be a little bit problematic. And I'm like, listen, man, we need to make them stand on their genealogy too. Which ones, who's the real the real Israelite? Point it out in your genealogy. Because believe it or not, they can find out in their genealogy who they really are. They don't be doing their genealogy, man.
Where did Baker come from?
A lot of people with Jewish Hebrew backgrounds, but don't even know it. And then next thing you know, they saying they some tribe of Judah. They really some Sephardic Jews or so. You know, it's just crazy. Like people need to start doing their genealogy, man. I might start an Israelite group based off of genealogy, man. You gotta show and prove what tribe you belong to. Do it just like they be trying to do us.
Where it is. Oh man, where does Baker come from? Depends. What's up?
And Baker can come from an actual occupation as well. So I mean,
yeah, were they actual bakers, right?
And what point in history did your ancestor take on that actual occupation and become a baker? Like there's bakers throughout different points in history because of the occupation, and then descendants are just bakers, you know. But that doesn't really give you your literal, I guess your tribal origins just based off of that surname.
How about you come up here, Bones? And do I just troll for views? Like you literally see me make videos with actual records in it. What do you think? Like, do y'all even watch my videos? What's up, Bones?
Yo. What's up?
Oh, it's got a little musty in here too.
Am I a native or African, or do I just troll for views?
Yeah.
Where you take a guess? Take a guess.
Bro, I think because like in some videos you say you're native, right? And then in some like I just seen you in you duetted some girl, but like you was like going against her though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, saying that Haitians are the first Black Americans. Haitians.
Yeah.
Did you watch the full video?
Yeah.
Yeah, you watched it. Did you what blah blah blah? Did you hear me say blah 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 after I
don't
said
like
African?
Haitians though, so
Or quote unquote African. It's not about liking Haitians or not, right? "Quote unquote" African. Did you not hear me say that? Those verbiages.
Yeah. And
So
then
what
now
do
you
you
got
think?
and then you got that on screen. Like I thought they was
"Quote unquote." I'm reading from something, an article. What? Did you not notice I was reading from something? They said the first black family in America was the goddamn Tucker family
the
in Virginia.
Haitians.
No, they're not. No.
They're not Haitians?
No.
Oh. Well, my
Tucker.
bad, bro. Huh?
If you know where the two of the Tucker families connected to in Virginia, it will tell you a lot. They're not Haitians.
All right, bro. Well, take care.
Am I trolling for fucking views, dude? Bro, if I wanted to, like, y'all see me when I'm trolling for views. That's not it.
It really ain't at all.
Like, people have seen me when I'm actually trolling. Brother, that one is not like, and I literally made a video about Indians, like right before, like Indian census rolls on how to find Indians. Like, dude, come on. The people that quote unquote that are in my comments every day, people that be in my comments, watch my videos all the fucking time, you know what I'm fucking talking about. It's not hard to figure out if I'm trolling or not. But yeah, that comment. I'm gonna make a lot of word. Haitians the first black Americans. That shit was that was a egregious ass video, dude.
Were Haitians the first black Americans, you guys?
Like, what the fuck? Like, they made the 1790 census for Haitians. Like, yeah, sure.
Haitians made the Constitution, you guys. Let me stop for one more start believing that shit. Hey.
I'm there. This Haiti Empire shit, man. Sound like some Moorish babble.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yup.
Fuck no.
I can't take them serious because they still pay friends reparations after they allegedly freed themselves. Would I look like paying a nigga that owe me? Man, look here. Ain't no fucking way. My bad for cussing, but man, ain't no way. These people are delusional. And this is what I'm really coming to the final conclusion. Like, it really is an envious type of thing. Cause like, even with us just simply talking about this music, I was in another space and somebody was running it down all of the music we created. And they were like, oh, well, if it wasn't for this person, a calypso singer here in, hold on, fucking car passing. And they were like, oh, if it wasn't from this person born in Panama who added to who played the piano, like, dude wasn't even there. What are we doing here? He was not here in America. He was in Panama doing that. Why are y'all trying to include yourselves into our history? And then want to call it Black history on top of that, knowing good well that these people would have not called themselves Black. They would have called themselves Panamanian, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Asian, wherever they from. They would not been calling themselves Black in their own words. So that's the delusion these people have of them wanting to include themselves in a history that they had no contribution to. And that's why they feel like it's a competition, because we could talk about all of the things we didn't create. And then like, oh, well, I could do this. We got macaroni pie.
Macaroni pie. That sounds disgusting.
Come on, man.
That sounds disgusting. Oh, brother.
Sounds sick. Macaroni pie is.
Somebody visually saw it when I said that too.
That shit sound like a casserole to me.
Right.
I didn't see some casseroles, bro. Like, come on, Dan, bro. We from the South. We didn't see some casseroles. Ain't no way. I don't know what that is, bro. It just look like pasta with cheese dried on top of it, bro. That's nasty work.
I'm looking at that shit now. That shit do not look. Shit do not look.
Yep, that's diabolical.
That shit look good. And that macaroni is not good. I've had Jamaican macaroni. That shit is not good. Shit. Well, yeah, just stick to roster policy and shit, I guess. He already did in regaining brain cells. What y'all was talking about in the chat? He said request update. He already did. Yeah. He's like, are you? This gotta be that. He sound like a Somali or something. Like, bro, you trolling? Like some videos I see you're Indian, and some videos I see blah blah blah. Like, whatever, dude. All right, let's get up to 30,000 likes, y'all. They haven't they argue about FBA on YouTube right now. They argue about FBA on YouTube in the YouTube comments. Live. Damn, I got all these likes. Damn, I don't think I had never had a video that had more than 3 dislikes on YouTube. They not fucking with that. Powwow shit, that powwow video I dropped. They is not fucking with that, dummy. Which if you're on YouTube, like the video on YouTube, like the live stream on Twitter. FBA created hip hop, rap, pop too. American Mac. You gotta come to Jersey. I know one spot that got good. Caribbean macaroni. Oh, brother. Mm-mm.
Caribbean macaroni. What the hell?
Mm-mm. I'll pass.
Yeah. If you would have said some jerk chicken, then that'd have been a different story. But other than that, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, because I said I've had Jamaican Mac. It wasn't good. Nah.
Yeah. I just stick to the jerk chicken when they come to them.
I mess with the chicken. Hell, even when they do the oxtails, they got a little spot out here. They didn't got too big of themselves, bro. They didn't triple their prices. I'm not.
Oh hell no.
Camper, right? I'm cool.
Yeah,
how much time charge? Like $20 for a plate now?
Yeah, picture it went from like, okay, let's say you could get chicken, which would be like the cheapest thing on the menu. That meal probably would be like starting off at $10 to $12, depending on your. I just damn it, man. Look at they tripping.
Without no bigger portion.
I'm about to change the background.
I bet the portions ain't even bigger either.
Nobody wants to talk about soul food into jazz, nigga.
Thanks for having me here, Darvid. I enjoyed my time here with everyone. I'm gonna take off. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Brett. Peace.
Peace.
What's up? What's up? Chief Pressure. What's up, Pressure? What's up, Pharrell?
I ain't never had Ghanaian food. Somebody says some Ghanaian food.
I've had Senegalese and Ethiopian food.
I had Ethiopian food before, and I had some fucking nasty ass fufu. That shit nasty as fuck. I ain't never eating that shit ever again, bro. And I ate that shit. I said, "Up, a nigga ain't Nigerian." Nope. Nope.
Y'all, you know what's crazy? I left my food. when I got to Ethiopia, I left my food. And I didn't even give a fuck. I left my food at the goddamn train station. Train station. I didn't even give a fuck about it. I left it. I don't even give a fuck.
Then when you got back, no way.
Yeah.
The village that day.
Hell yeah. I was in DC too. I was catching the train back from DC.
He was over there. How about I say, yeah, you fed their whole village with that one.
Yeah, I was about to say I was in DC, but yeah, I was
It's a lot
like,
of them. It's
yeah,
a
it's a
lot of
lot
them
of
over there in
DC
DC. It's a
for
lot of
sure.
them in DC.
Yeah, I was like, that's how you know. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I left my food. Like, it wasn't that good. It was all right. It tastes similar to Indian food. The Senegalese food was pretty good.
When they found it, they would open it up and like, what is this rubbish? And then threw the silverware on the ground and ate it with their hands. Joke for people that don't know. I'm kidding. Because they do eat with their hands, though.
For sure.
Man,
Hey, yo, relax.
That one video when Buddy was like, the little puppets, they be like, relax, Blackie Chan. But Buddy went in, and karate chopped the fucking chicken and beat that shit. What? They had a cotton mouth. No boy funny as hell. The boy to be voicing them puppets. Hey, they be having me wicked for it. Buddy was like, I'm like, what the fuck going on, boy?
Nah, y'all got it, yeah. Thought FBA was Black American. Yo, excuse me. If y'all can see the YouTube comments, that should be hilarious. Yeah.
Taking over, you guys.
We taking over one city at a time. Akon singing and shit. We we taking over one city at a time.
Hey, CR, they might be talking in Louisiana next, bro.
That ain't nothing new, dog. Every month, my city under fire, so it don't even matter no more.
Oh, you be on YouTube? Okay, you be watching on the TV. You gotta be on the big screen.
Can the Vipers level the contest? Time is the great enemy for them here. Well, they're still in with a chance here, but can they produce
No.
big moment before the end?
You over dribbling? Bet, Eagles. Yo, thank you for the rose, son.
Possibilities inside the box. Good defending to stop a decent looking attack.
You doing British accent today? Yeah, when we play clubs, I got you.
Yeah, there we go. Shut your ass up, boy. Shabaka. Uh-oh, Shabaka's back. Oh, brother. All right, get the likes up. Get the likes up. By TikTok, I'm back. I'm back. Oh, that's why it's not going up. What's up, Niji? Move, get out the way. Move. What's up, Tyron? Oh, what's up? That's good. What's up, Joshua? Move, get out the way. I use JetBeats to find my ancestors. Oh, that's cool. Let's get the likes up. Let's get up to 1,000 likes, dude. Move. Y'all know the dealie. The deal ski. Get up to 1,000. Then we get up to 2,000. Now we back. Yeah. Yeah, I just restarted the live. That's all. when it hits a stalemate, because I'm trying to unshadow ban myself. I'm trying to get out the shadow realm on TikTok live. Trying to get out the shadow realm on TikTok live. That's why. And nobody wanted to talk about music, I guess. Roger didn't do that shit. Move there. Get out the way. See the skin in. Like, who are these people? I want to explain how. Oh, my bad. I forgot. I didn't see you in the crush. That's how.
What's good, Darvin? What's good?
What's up?
I came to the revelation by plugging in my DNA kit to ChatGPT and using my family surnames to track down which specific tribes I come from. So, for example, I put in fuck all that African autosomal shit because it already debunked that shit out the way because it was trying to put it at Mandinka unspecified on my mother's lineage. And so their background is supposed to be Muskogean peoples. They descend from the Yadkin Pedi area, the Low Country Gullah Geechee, and Muskogean peoples, right? And on my father's side, they show the Indian part on there, and they mark the Muskogean people, Gullah Geechee side, the Indian part, and that 0.7% means that those are close relatives. That ain't no distant antebellum colonial period alleged African that they want to throw in Pan-Africans want to run with. The smaller percentage means that's the closest, that's the third or the sixth generation ancestor that lies dormant in your genes. So here's what I found out. So I plugged it up into ChatGPT, right? I put in Teagues, the Browns, the Harveys, the Harrises, the Platts, Logden, all of that, right? And also Westmoreland. So it said that my family on my dad's side is on the Gweden Miller rolls. So most likely I might be Cherokee or Cherokee or Catawban, one of those ethnic groups. My mother's side is most definitely Waccamaw and Yuchi because what gave me that revelation, I had plenty signs that came to me in life, such as my ex. She phenotypically looks like me, my aunts, Taffy and Blanche, and my uncle Jim. We all have this same phenotype. My face right quick. So you see my appearance, right? So my ex look exactly like me, but she's not a black woman. She's a Mongol native that's part Cherokee and part Navajo. And so I looked this shit up and said that she might most likely has our genetics because keep in mind the Cherokee and the Yamasee were enslaved.
I'm up here, Azalea.
The Cherokee. So she most likely has our Muskogean genetics somewhere in her bloodline and not just Navajo and Cherokee. So this brings much clarity. So yes, to answer tonight's prompt, Black Americans are indigenous to America. They just want to hide it and they don't collect Southeastern tribes or Eastern Woodland tribes genetics because they're not taking those tests. And they also don't offer their genealogy to the public and gatekeep our truth from being told in the public mainstream. That's why I had this whole YT woman sitting up here trying to troll me with this African stuff and claim to be native, but deny our lineage.
Hello?
Go ahead. What's up, Joshua?
What's up, man? Thank you for the comments before. I appreciate that.
Sure.
You know, I think I think I keep on wondering is if I could reverse or you could reverse engineer and get to the final, where would we want to be? You know, and I think we would want to be with our known lineages, you know, our known history, and but I don't know if everyone has the same purpose. So I think that what's going to happen next is that our own people are going to be like, you know, so what? And I think it's, you know, and I think that's down the pike now. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot are just trying to move on with, you know, we're not doing the work, blah, blah, blah. Whereas, you know, we have to look out. So I guess I want to ask you, Darvin, if you could reverse engineer and have everyone know who we are, what would you want the result to be?
Restitution and reparations.
That's the whole goal.
That's right. Exactly right. Restitution, because it's beyond reparations. It's restitution. Reparations is like, you know, from some kind of slave perspective, you know, we're prisoners of war and been misclassified. And so, you know, restitution is really what we're talking about. We need to change the verbiage.
Well, I have to disagree with that because we need both. We went through chattel slavery. That's real. And the small hats, the Native Americans and the Asians got theirs.
I have a job.
Used. So we need to get our apologies. Let's not take that off the table.
Well, no, restitution is part of that. Restitution. I'm just saying reclaiming the verbiage, you know, and I think restitution is not victimization. You know, restitution is hey, this is reality, you know, and because it's very curious how there's certain tethers who are setting up a new quote unquote study for reparations, you know, the Congressional Black Caucus, which is made up of people from not us. And then you also have the main tether governor. I know you don't want to talk about politics, but I think it's important.
I mean, you at Westmore. I'm here. I know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Him coming out, it's very powerful. It's plotted. It's planned. Why would they plan the first or the only sitting colored governor, male governor who has presidential aspirations? Obviously, why would he publicly come out to veto reparations unless that's the game plan?
And to make a slide, I didn't want to talk about reparations. I mean, politics that night. That's all. But yeah, we got Alicia up. I didn't want to talk about reparations that night per se.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, what's up? We got Alicia up here.
Hey.
I see. So you're in agreement with what's her name, Azalea, that we should stop making these lives?
No, I think that it's good to educate people with what Indigenous people actually is, because I'm Indigenous to my country, my partner's Indigenous to his country. At the same time, so at the same time as well, Indigenous is a whole different meaning to what Indigenous, people are assuming it to be. So I've seen a lot of these lives where they're talking about that they're Indigenous to America, but not actually understanding what the Indigenous actually means.
What does it mean? What does it mean to be Indigenous to America? Are you from America?
So I'm from New Zealand, but I'm in Australia. For us,
so on another continent. So what does it mean to be Indigenous to America?
Yeah, so we are Indigenous to our countries, but
no, I'm asking you specifically. What does it mean to be Indigenous to America?
To be in America, it just simply means that you're native to the country. It means that you were the first peoples of that country.
For sure. So how many tribes can you name in America, United States particularly?
Personally, I haven't really been able to.
Oh shit! Well, you're talking to people that can name their tribes. Oh shit.
Yeah.
So this is why the conversation gets disingenuous, because y'all don't be knowing about us, but you want to tell us about us.
But I know more about you, Alyssa, because
hold on one second, Tyrone. I'm talking to her. Y'all don't know about us, right? But y'all swear y'all know everything about us.
Yeah, no, I would never, like, for example, as an Indigenous person to my country, if there was someone that was speaking on American behalf of Native Americans, I'd never talk over them. I'd always be here to learn more about who they are as people and their backgrounds and who they are. I would never sit here and try and tell someone what culture they are.
All right, for sure. Yeah, at first, yeah. Just for one things first, we don't call ourselves natives over around here. We call ourselves American Indian or whatever tribe our families are associated with. Some would say Black American, whatever, right? But yeah, just know we don't call ourselves Native Americans over here. Second thing is, a lot of us descend from the Eastern Woodlands, so north and southeast, east of the Mississippi, what we consider the East Coast. Same thing is not the same thing. Natives got to call themselves Indians politically. Native, the first people to call themselves Native Americans over here were white tea people. So in the 1800s, go look it up. Know Nothing Party. Those are your first Native Americans. Nobody was called a Native American until the 1960s. Native American, yeah, legally, politically, right? Outside of that. And then on top of that, you can't find Native American nowhere or no treaty in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Bang.
I got next after you, Darvin.
Sure, you got it. You got it.
Gotcha. So I know all about your culture. My sister and my mom been over there where you're from.
Oh, that's so cool.
You want to know something? Many of your people identify as Black people. 60s, they had them Jackson 5 afros. And my sister and my mom got to go inside of your museums for free because they assumed that they were one of y'all. So and you can't really play this, oh, y'all not indigenous because of a look, because we look quote unquote African. That doesn't make any sense because Blackness is universal. Stop, dog. And they were trying to Mongol wash Maori. They were coming up with brand new phrases such as Austronesian. So this doesn't even make any sense where Native Americans are trying to negate the fact that Black Americans are indigenous, because I've heard many of these Native Americans say that they're genetically related to Polynesians, Melanesians.
More than actual things that we're actually getting, and that's the same as Australia as well. There's actually been things where there's been people who have been committing fraud. You know, I'm a 20% this, I'm 20% that. If you're Māori, you're Māori. If you're Polynesian, you're Polynesian. If you're Aboriginal, you're Aboriginal. There's no half type of thing.
True. What's up? You said, come up here, dude. My reservation literally has Indian in its name before Walter Plunkett, so it wasn't him. Man, what are y'all talking about? None. It just thanks to know nothing isn't ethnic. Like, okay, so show me someone who called themselves a Native American before the Know Nothing Party. You ain't gonna find it. What's up, Costa? Why are people trying to prove this being this up now? What? Why are people trying to being this up now? What? All right. Host go shower. I'm cleaner than your daddy. You go live every day. Cry. When do you hear me go crying for reparations? I only brought up reparations like probably like 3 times on TikTok. But yeah, that's all. The folks come in here, think they know everything. We ask them certain questions. They can't say shit.
Mm. But with the reparations and all that, that's a legitimate thing. Like, you guys deserve that, especially with the past that you guys have had.
Mm-hmm.
You have gone through so much things, whether it just be being misplaced, whether it be going through, in slavery, so much things that haven't been corrected to this day. And
yeah, and we correcting that. We correcting this stuff now. Like, we ain't waiting for nobody. We ain't waiting for nobody to hand nothing out to us. We taking that shit. Like this is like real. Like our founders and our ancestors have been telling us this shit for the longest. We had musty ass Pan-Africans, musty ass foreigners, musty ass colonizers telling us who the hell we are. Like, nah, we not standing for that no more. And folks mad at us because we that we taking a stand and listen to our ancestors instead of listening to some fuck ass colonizers.
yeah, and for what though? Because like they're mad at the colonizers are mad at people like indigenous like yourselves, and for what? Because there's nothing that you guys have done. It's all of what they've done. So why are they the ones that are angry? Why are they the ones who are trying to paint it the bad picture that these people are bad people, when the reality of it is they've colonized, they've unalived people, they've taken so many ancestors off their actual bloodlines, they've massacred, they've done so much things, they've tried to whitewash, and to this day, as you can see, there's still a lot of blackness in our cultures. They couldn't do it.
And the funny thing is, you got whole live Pretendians in New Zealand and Australia, YT people trying to erase the authentic black folk and trying to claim to be Aboriginal there.
Disgusting. We had a thing the other day, has not been on the news yet. It was YT supremacists sitting in the front of a fucking supermarket with a sign saying ban NIGGAS, not machetes. It said that shit in front of a shopping center. The news has not reported it whatsoever because of the fact that they are so right-winged. It's disgusting. But there was an indigenous boy who was just unalived up north, a young black boy, and all they can say is, oh, well, he deserved it. It's sick over here.
That's crazy.
We had the same problems here.
If anybody else wants to come up, feel free.
On top of that, they brought in an Asian.
Lo pueden hacer frío, lo pueden hacer caliente, pero está muy rico ese café.